beautiful people. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be filming the eyeshadow palette tag. I was very kindly tagged by Christina from Beauty and the Kids. Her YouTube channel just looks like this. Please go give her a subscribe because she's so close to 400 subscribers now. Definitely go check out her eyeshadow palette tag as well because I really enjoyed watching hers and she did tag me in it as well. I will leave a link to her YouTube channel down below and her eyeshadow palette tag if you do want to go check it out. Like I said, she's so close to 400 subscribers, so please go and join her little family as well. So I don't actually know who created this eyeshadow palette tag, but I'm all down for it. I've been really enjoying watching them as well. So it's basically looking at our eyeshadow collection and finding out what is our newest, our oldest, most affordable, most used, and all that good stuff. I am surrounded by eyeshadow palettes, so let's just get straight into this. If you are new here, I am Luce Stephenson, but you can call me Luce because we're all friends here. If you are new, don't forget to hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up because it actually really does help out my YouTube channel and puts it out to more people to have a look at it as well. Don't forget to go enter my huge giveaway linked down below. It's full of Makeup Revolution prizes in it as well. Such a good prize. It's international. Please go enter it. Please go enter it. I am uploading a new video every single day throughout August called Vlogust. So I'll hopefully see you tomorrow for a brand new video at 6 o'clock UK time. But let's just get straight into this eyeshadow palette tag because I'm so excited to show you what I've got in front of me. So first is your newest eyeshadow palette. And I had to think this one through because I was thinking, what was the last thing that I ordered in lockdown because I hadn't filmed any hauls. I was like, what was the last thing I got? And I actually clicked on, it was the Huda Beauty mystery bag. I've got a like full video on it. I'll leave it linked down below if you want to check it out. So my newest eyeshadow palette is actually the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions palette. I've not tried it yet. I'm definitely going to be doing a foundation. I'm going to be doing a one eyeshadow palette tutorial with it, so if it's not already up, it's coming, and if it is already up, I will leave a link down below. So yeah, this is what it looks like, and this is my newest palette. I'm so excited to try that. I think it'll look amazing against my green eyes as well. Then we have the opposite, our oldest eyeshadow palette. So I was going through my collection and I was thinking, God, how long have I had some of this stuff for? It's probably a bit gross, but I'm not throwing it out because it's still okay. So I was thinking, what is my oldest eyeshadow palette? And I actually think it's this. This is probably one of the first eyeshadow palettes that I got that was a proper palette. Like, wasn't just like a little quad from Avon or something. Or I think I remember having like an Elizabeth Arden quad. I think I probably still have it. I don't know if I binned it. I can't remember. But this is the first proper eyeshadow palette that I bought, and it's the Urban Decay Naked 2, and it just looks like this. It's not really one that I've reached for. I have definitely reached for it, especially like the half-baked eyeshadow, but it's got loads of shimmers in it. It's literally got 3 mattes and all the rest of shimmers. I do want to try the purple one that they just came out with though. I think that looks stunning. But yeah, that is my oldest one. Moving on from that, we have my most expensive eyeshadow palette, and it has to be this Jeffree Star one. This is the Bloodlust palette. I'm not gonna lie, like regardless of what's going on in the world of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson and everything else, I actually love this eyeshadow palette so much. It just looks like this. I've even kept the little plastic thing in the inside because I'm like, I paid so much for this. I'm not having it smash in my drawer. And when I moved house as well, obviously I didn't want anything to happen to it. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I've got 2 tutorials on my YouTube channel. I'll leave them linked down below if you want to see me do some purple eyeshadow looks. And the palette that I've got on today is either coming soon in a video or it's already up. If it is already up, I'll leave it linked down below. But this is actually a Makeup Revolution one from their Heartbreakers collection. So really good. I don't know what it is. I love purple eyeshadow. It's something that I've just recently discovered in the last year and I absolutely love it. So yeah, that is my most expensive palette, and you can probably tell by the packaging as to why it's the most expensive. So the other end of the spectrum, we have our most affordable. So I'm going to just grab these. I actually think my most affordable is probably the one that I've got on today, which is the Heartbreakers one, for the £5 one. However, I've just kind of grouped Makeup Revolution all together and picked from my favourite of my Makeup Revolution collection. So it probably isn't my most affordable, but it's from the most affordable brand that I have, and it probably only is like maybe £1, £2 difference. But these are the Revolution and Soft Does Nails palettes. I love these palettes. They're not really ones that I reach for because I don't really do eyeshadow all that much, but they are amazing. I absolutely love it. When I do try it, I'm really, really impressed by it. So this is the original one. And then she also has the spice, the extra spice one. It just looks like this. And as you can tell, it is a little bit of spice. Just a little bit of spice. I like this one because I think if you were going to pick between the two, let's put them next to each other, I would go for the extra spice because I feel like it has, I don't know, maybe just a bit more to play about with than what the normal, oh, did you see that? Than what the normal one does. So that's them side by side. So obviously this one here is the extra spice, and then the other one is obviously the normal one. I've just realised the extra spice only has 3 rows, whereas the original one has 4. Oh, never realised that before. Next we have my everyday palette, and I had to really think because I'm not an everyday eyeshadow person. It's like a special occasion or I'm filming. Like that is only like in between when I've put some eyeshadow on. So I was thinking like what would be probably the palette that I've reached for more everyday than out of all my other palettes, and I think it's this. This is the W7 in the Buff eyeshadow palette. It has been well and truly loved. So it just looks like this. It is basically, I'm not even kidding you, it is basically the same as the Urban Decay Naked 2. Like, they've literally done it to copy it. So if you were going to pick either of these up, then definitely just pick up the W7 one because, like, they're literally, like, the same palette. And if anything, the W7 in the Buff one, I prefer the shimmer in that one a little bit more than I do the Urban Decay one. So affordable, and I do think this would be, I think because of that shimmery shade, I think this has probably been my most reached for go-to palette, if that makes sense. Next we have my most colourful palette, and I was thinking, I was like, this is definitely got to be my most colourful one. This is the Morphe 35B, which I feel like was the kind of go-to palette before James Charles brought his out. And I have only ever swatched this. I have never ever, I don't think I've ever used it on the lid, but this is what it looks like. I bought this in the sale just before James Charles brought out his palette, which is why I've never really bought the James Charles one, because I just think like I've got this one and I haven't used it yet. So I'm not going to buy James Charles one and not use it as well. So yeah, I think I need to start reaching for this one more. I don't actually know if you can still get it. I don't know. But yeah, that is my most colourful eyeshadow palette, and you can probably tell why. Next, we have my smallest eyeshadow palette. So when I was watching somebody else's palette tag, they didn't include quads. They said like a palette, they counted as a palette as more than 5 shadows. So I've just done the exact same. So I think this is my smallest one. This is the NYX Ultimate Edit Petite Shadow Palette. This is the warm neutrals one, and it just looks like this. It has 2 shimmers and the rest are matte. It's actually got a really good like collection of shadows. So you've got kind of a transition shade, then you've got another matte one that's a bit darker, and again, and then you've got these 2 which are the shimmer ones. So yeah, that is my smallest, cutest little palette. And the opposite of that is my biggest palette. And I definitely think, like, obviously the Jeffree Star one is fat, but this one is definitely bigger. I did a products I regret buying video and included this in it in July. So if you want to check that out, I will leave it linked down below. But I realised when I opened that this shade here, I don't know if it's going to fall out now, has actually fell out. So yeah, this is my biggest eyeshadow palette, but I definitely wouldn't be able to take it travelling now anyway, because that colour falls out. So this is the original Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette, like literally the original packaging. This was the first one that came out, like the first launch. I got this shipped from America, and yeah, I'll leave you to watch the other video on why I don't particularly like it or reach for it. and why I regret buying it. But yeah, that is my biggest palette. Next one is palettes that are worth the hype. So I got really excited about this because I was thinking, what palettes have I got that I thought, ooh, wow, they actually live up to what people rave about them. And it has to be, without a shadow of a doubt, like, I didn't even have to think twice about it. As soon as I opened the drawer and saw these palettes, I was like, that's it. Anastasia Beverly Hills, baby. Anastasia Beverly Hills is an eyeshadow brand that well, not even just an eyeshadow brand, it's a brand for eyeshadows that I never really jumped upon because of how expensive they are. And then I remember one year they did the bundle where you got like it in the little drawer set and you got like 4 for like £100, whereas normally they're like 40 something pound each. And I got it and I was like, wow, these are amazing. And ever since then I've seen some of their palettes, like for instance this one, the sultry one, this was in TK Maxx reduced to like 20 something. The same for this one, which is the Norvina palette, that was in TK Maxx reduced as well. And then my lip lady, who is also my friend and a girl that I used to work with at the drug service before I started working as a therapist. I did some kind of promo work for her and made like a full video for her for a like a competition that she was in. And she not only paid me, which obviously like was amazing because it took me like forever to make the video, but on top of that, she also gave me like a big massive bunch of flowers, and tucked in between the flowers were like loads of different makeup presents, skincare, and one of them was this bad boy, the Amrezy palette. Oh, amazing. It is a bit bigger than the normal ones. I don't know if you can see, but it's a bit longer. But oh my god, like Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes have just wowed me. I feel like they make me apply eyeshadow better. Like I feel like it just blends beautifully into the skin. And buy it because it's worth it. Go to TK Maxx, get it on discount, like spend your cash. And so yeah, I have the Amrezy one, I have the sultry one, I have Soft Glam, I also have Modern Renaissance, I have the Norvina one. You see me getting so excited. I have Subculture, and then I also have the Prism one as well. I saw it the other day. They had the Alyssa Edwards? They had that palette and the Sailor one, like the white and blue striped one. They had that in TK Maxx again, reduced. So it does come in often because I've seen them last year and obviously they're back in this year as well. So check your local TK Maxx quite often because you'll probably find an Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette in there and buy it straight away because it'll go straight away. Yeah, totally worth the hype, and I'm so glad that they were because I've spent so much money on them. So going from a positive note to maybe, well, kind of a bit more of a negative one, this is the eyeshadow palette that was not worth the hype. I did mention this again in that video where I did products that I regret buying and explained why, but the product that was not worth the hype is the Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson Conspiracy palette. In regards to the packaging, in regards to the quality of it, like the eyeshadow palette itself, the packaging and everything is so sturdy, unbelievable packaging. You can tell like it's luxurious packaging, like you can definitely tell. And I was impressed to an extent with the eyeshadows. I think because I was so excited as well, I wanted it to be so much better. So I feel like I kind of hyped it up myself. So then when I put the eyeshadows on, like I had to follow the hype kind of thing. And I did do some videos and I did like a full kind of reveal and everything. I'll leave it linked down below if you do want to check it out. But yeah, when I've tried the Bloodlust palette, which obviously came out quite a while afterwards, I realised that this isn't Jeffree Star's normal formula. No chance on this earth is this the same formula as a Bloodlust palette. Absolutely no chance, because these just don't, they aren't as creamy, they don't blend as easily. Like if I tried this palette and wasn't, say if I completely from this palette was like, no, not happy with the quality, and just wrote Jeffree Star's eyeshadow off like completely, and hadn't tried the Bloodlust one, I would have generally thought that this is what Jeffree Star's eyeshadow, like, what's the word, like quality and stuff was like. But actually the Bloodlust palette is so much better. I don't know what the crack is with it. And I bought this on its first launch as well, so I don't really know what's happening with it, but it just wasn't worth the hype. It's not really one that I reach for. So yeah, unfortunately. Back to a positive now. So the next one is a eyeshadow palette that is my favourite from my favourite brand. So in my mind, I automatically thought like favourite brand as in like favourite brand of everything, which for me would be MAC because it just ticks so many different boxes. However, oh, got hiccups. However, I've categorised it as my favourite eyeshadow brand instead, which would then put me back in with Anastasia Beverly Hills, baby. So it was really hard. I was like looking through all the palettes, like, oh, but I like that one, but I like that one, oh, but I like that one. And I think my favourite one is definitely the one that Lauren bought me, which is the Amrezy palette. The packaging, I mean, come on. It's pink and sparkly. It's just like me in a palette. But not only that, it has a nice selection of matte, but it also has a gorgeous range of shimmers as well. You could do so many different looks with this. You have more of a sultry kind of shimmer, so you can go really, really dark and like vampy and just sexy. And then it also has like the pop of colour with like Leo. But then you also have the pinks, and you have the pink pop of colour for glitter as well. Oh, it's just, I feel like she's just done so well with this palette. Like, so well. And yeah, I absolutely love it. And it's my favourite, from my favourite brand, Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then last but certainly not least is my most used eyeshadow palette, which has to be the Tartelette palette, mainly because it is just my go-to palette for matte shades. I did actually include the Tartelette in Bloom in my products I regret buying video, but I did mention in the video that this is like my favourite palette ever for like matte eyeshadows and just a full matte palette. It's gorgeous as a full matte eye. It's gorgeous just to prep the eye ready for a different eyeshadow palette. It's just an amazing palette, and I wish that I bought the what's it called, the toasted one. I think it's toasted, because like I can just imagine it being amazing, and it's totally up my street. But yeah, this is my favourite and most used eyeshadow palette probably of all time, and it doesn't even look like I've put a dent in it. Like, that's how crazy it is. So long lasting, it blends out so easily. I think it's because it's got that clay formula in that Tarte are really famous for, the Amazonian clay. But yeah, love it. Love you. So that is my eyeshadow palette tag. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will leave all the videos that I've mentioned linked down below, but don't forget to enter my huge giveaway as well. I am uploading a new video every single day in August for Vlogust, so I'll hopefully see you tomorrow for a brand new video at 6 o'clock UK time. I love you so much. Bye guys.